when you do Drag Race, they'll be like, right, what are you serving? And you have to like describe your look. You have to say, I'm serving today, I'm serving bin bag. I'm serving hot lady in a non-AC room. Oh!
Hey guys, welcome back to 2 at 4. I'm Billy, and today we're going to be continuing our Pride series where we celebrate and learn more about the lived experiences of the LGBTQIA+ community in a fun, honest, non-judgmental, nothing off limits kind of way. And today I am joined by the insanely talented diva, Miss Scott-Claus. Please give it up, people.
Yay! Thank you so much for having
Thank
me.
you for joining us. I'm so excited you're here. How are you?
I'm good. I feel like Adele, you know, when she's like, it is an absolute honour to be here in full fucking glam at 8 a.m. on a Thursday morning.
Yeah.
Except it's 10 on a Monday.
10 on a Monday.
Potato.
I think that being here on 10 is a big ask for a Monday morning. So thank you for coming in.
On a Monday. In Pride Month.
And Pride, homophobic,
really. Honestly, tell you what is homophobic. I got in the Uber this morning. The taxi driver was like, do you want the aircon on? I was like, oh my God, thank you. Yes, please. It was butter breath. It was just ASMR. It was nothing. I was actually like, oh, and like I blew the windows down so quickly. He was like, the aircon's on. I was like, it's not doing anything. I was like, I've got like 10 seconds where I melt. Oh, homophobia. We love.
Right, let's get into it. When people address you, how do you like to be addressed as a drag queen?
Her Majesty.
Normally. Her Royal Highness.
Her Royal Highness is a good one. No, honestly, I'm just like, say what you see. Pronouns wise, I go for like, if I'm in drag, she, her. If I'm out of drag, he, him.
Yeah.
But say what you see. Like, if I look rough in drag, call me he, him. If the kid's poking through, then you're like, Sir, time for you to go home. The drag is repelling from your body. I think it's time to call it quits.
The makeup said no today.
Yeah.
Not today.
It's very that.
As a drag queen, what do you think is like the biggest misconception people have?
I think, do you know what my thing at the moment is? That we're always late and that we're always like,
yeah.
I think drag queens have such a bad rep of like, you book a drag queen and people will be like, right, okay, we're going to tell the drag queen different times, which I know some drag queens need that because they need a little longer, like getting ready and stuff. But like, I feel like people expect it. And so like, whenever I turn up somewhere on time, people are like, oh my God, like you're not needed for like 3 hours. It's like, I could have been like sleeping for 3 hours more.
Us on the shoot last week.
No, but it's one of those things where it's like people expect, you know, like, oh, drag queens, they've got such bad reputation. It's like, yeah, but also not all of us do.
Yeah, not all of us. Because I think I've heard the expression never work with like kids and drag queens.
There we go. That's fair.
But I can say that's not true because you are a delight to work with.
There we go. Thank you very much.
Where do you think it comes from? Like,
I think it's like theatre training and like growing up, going to drama school. If you were late, you were suspended.
Yeah.
If you were on time, you were late, you know? So it's that training of like being drilled into you of like, must be present, must be on time, must be punctual.
As Kim would say, don't be tardy for the party.
Don't be tardy for the party.
Don't be
exactly.
tardy for the party. I always think like, what is it like dating as a drag queen?
Horrific. Awful.
It's horrible out there anyway.
Well, yeah. So you'll be on like a dating app or whatever, and then it's like you find someone, you talk to them, and you're like having a nice time, and they're like, "What do you do?" And you're like, "I'm a drag queen." The second you say that, it's like
really
ghost town. It's like fucking tumbleweed. You're like, well, there we go. I went through a phase of being like, I'm a performer, I'm an actor, I'm this, that, the other. All true, but it's like the second you say like drag queen, I feel like people have such a idea in their heads and think you're going to be like big blue eyeshadow calling the bingo on like a Thursday night.
Going to be painting their face.
I mean, I'd love that. I love a drag bingo. But also it's like, I think it's a very like old-fashioned stereotype that it's like, no, that like there's so much more. Like imagine if like I was talking to someone and then they were like, I'm a chartered surveyor, and I just ghosted them. Like they'd be like, what's wrong with that?
It's like, kind of camp that.
Oh, boring.
boring. Next.
But when I talk to people and they tell me about their jobs, I never know what to say because I'm like, my job's really fun. My job's really exciting. Like I love my job. No, I never feel like I'm working. I always feel like every day is like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just so fun. When I talk to like other people that tell me their jobs, I'm like, wow, that must be fun. And like my voice is so like monotone anyway that I sound sarcastic all the time. I'll be like, if they could hear me say this, they'd be like, wow, that sounds so fun. You must love that. Like so like disingenuine.
People do have like especially if you meet people in like different fields. Like as soon as I say social media, they're like, they get the ick,
Yeah.
and I'm like, it's a fun job. I love it. Like, sorry for loving my job.
Sorry for having fun.
Literally.
Sorry for being fun.
Sorry that I don't do accountancy or whatever you say.
Sorry, I'm not boring.
Have people treated you differently since Drag Race?
Oh my God, yeah, totally.
What's the change been like?
I think before doing Drag Race, people, like when I told people like I'm a drag queen, and they would look down on it. Some people were like, well, that's one step above being a clown. And it was like, well,
a glamorous
a
clown.
glamorous clown, bitch. But do you know what? And then you go on Drag Race, and then all of a sudden it gives you like, not that it should, but it definitely gives you like a sense of like respect. Like people will be like, oh my God, she was on RuPaul's Drag Race, which is amazing. But it's like everyone deserves
that's
a level of respect.
I find that, like,
regardless if you've been on a TV show or not.
One of my other questions was going to be like, with that, has that kind of changed the drag scene in terms of like, it's so mainstream now, but if you've not been on the show, people are so super critical.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like everyone's being held up to this standard or expectation.
Yeah.
And I feel kind of like sorry for like the drag queens who are just starting out or like don't really care to look like the ideal of a drag queen. And they're kind of like, I see all these clips sometimes at Prides of like the Drag Race fandom going off on drag queens who are working Pride. You know, that clip where that guy was like, Michelle would read you right now.
Yeah.
And it was like, hun, you're wearing a Primark leather jacket.
Literally, let's like...
Who are you to critique?
The thing, I think like Drag Race is so amazing, and like what it's done for the drag scene, it has pushed such a limelight, like a spotlight onto it and pushed it to the limelight, which is amazing. But with that, it's made people watching the show feel like, well, I can judge because this is what they go through. I know what you have to look out for. I know what's going to be like picked up on.
Yeah.
Which is like fair play. Take from the show what you want. But that's not what I watch the show for. You know, and so like I feel like everyone like puts such a magnifying glass on it, and they'll be like, you need this, you need this. I remember like doing gigs before Drag Race UK was a thing, and like you'd get like the bitchy gays coming into the bar being like, honey, you need bigger boobs, you need this. And it was like, excuse me.
Yeah.
You're wearing like a River Island t-shirt.
With Rihanna on it.
With Rihanna on it and a pair of chinos. So I'm good. But what I love the gays when they're like, I know I would kill it on Drag Race. And you're like, would you? Oh, I love it. I'm like, I'm going to humour it. I'm like, I bet you would. What would your drag name be? And it's going to be something like, you know, you hear a drag name and you're like, wow, amazing.
What's been the worst one you've heard?
There's no bad drag names.
See, I always think my middle name is Garvey.
Okay.
And it's unusual. I feel like Garvey Price.
Garvey Price. Hello, you.
There you
There we go.
It'd be quite funny.
Garvey. What do we say to people?
Hello, you.
Oh my God, that would be iconic.
What a day.
Do you know what I love as well? My friend Pork Pie, she's a queen from Birmingham. She gives everyone drag middle names.
Right.
And it's the funniest thing because it'll be like, the way you do it is basically it's your auntie's name becomes your drag middle name. So like my drag full name is Catherine because Catherine Kitty is short for Catherine. So it's Catherine Charlotte Scott-Claus. So it's like, but then you go around, it's like Pork Elizabeth Pie. And like, you're
That's
like,
really good.
So hang on, what would your drag middle name be?
Garvey Lynn Price.
Oh my God, that's such a good drag
So good,
name.
isn't it?
Garvey Lynn Price.
Garvey Lynn. I've just spat everywhere now.
I love that.
Maybe I should actually stop doing it. And I know I'd be so good on Drag Race.
Yeah, and there we go.
There we go.
Another one. Thank you.
Thank you. What has been the most outrageous thing that's happened to you on stage?
On stage? Oh, like falling over. Oh, no, the worst one was I was doing a play in the West End called Death Drop, which was so much fun. And I was filming MasterChef at the same time as doing it. And like my schedule was crazy, like insane.
Busy.
But I put on a load of weight because obviously I was doing MasterChef, eating so much in the day. And it was in like the last week of shows. I went to, it was a quick change as well. And I'm not good in a quick change. I don't like the stress of it. I don't like the pressure. Also, I say it's a quick change. We definitely had like 3 minutes. I'm like, oh my God, the pressure of it all. I ran off stage to get changed and they had like the dresser there with like my costume had to change into. So I was like taking everything off and like we were going to like a dinner party scene. And they put the dress on me, went to zip it up and like the zip just went bust on the back. And like, it was like an industrial zip. And I'm like, oh God, I don't know what. And like in my head, I was like, oh, it's this bloody zips, knackered. Like, don't know what's gone on here. Clearly, I'd been eating all the pies. Anyway, they were like, there's no time. Like, we didn't have any of the costumes. Like, all the costumes were downstairs in the dressing rooms. They're like, what do we do? What do we do? And I was like, it's okay. I'm going to go on and I'll just grab it. And so I walked on stage and everyone on stage could see what had happened. And I did the whole scene. It was like 2 scenes till the end of Act 1, and we were on stage for like half an hour. I did not turn around for the whole thing. Just literally
God.
like a Barbie doll, like just facing front. So bad, so embarrassing.
That I think I'd be mortified. Have you seen that clip of I don't know what to do. That's so scary. Like, it reminds me of that clip with Rylan where she does a slut job and her bum comes out.
Oh my God, on Big Brother.
On Big Brother, like,
Little Brother
Live.
or something.
Yeah.
You would die.
It's my Roman Empire just thinking about that clip.
Horrific. And she did it with such like commitment. She really committed to the bit. And, I remember watching that live and just thinking like, how is it? That's also up there with like Madonna at the Brits.
Oh my God.
Oh, I let down my guard. Boom. Again, watching that at home, just like,
Somebody is
God.
getting fired.
Rewind it. Is that meant to happen?
That was when it was like good to be on Twitter because
I've got another one. I've got a better one. So we were doing New Year's Eve on BBC with Ollie Alexander, and it was when Britney Spears had just been freed from the conservatorship, and they were like, we want drag queens to be Britney Spears. So I was Baby One More Time Britney, and I was wearing the little school uniform. This was on TV on New Year's Eve. And we did 2 takes of it, and I was really feeling it. I dropped to the floor and I was like, and then I jumped back up and my heel got caught in the back of my skirt, and it was right at the end of the number, and I kegged myself, like literally like pulled the skirt like half down, and then we did 2 takes. That was the first take. The second take was brilliant. I was like, they're just not going to use that first one. We're absolutely fine. And then like they'd cut between the 2 in the edit because like spoiler alert, TV, we filmed it like 3 weeks before. You can just see the last shot. Like everyone's like stood normally, and I'm just there like trying to pull my skirt back up. It was horrific. Like just like keg myself on TV.
oh my God. Okay, well, having said that,
bad.
your favourite and least favourite thing about being a drag queen?
Oh my God. But like stuff like that's my favourite, because as much as like so like hell, it's so chaotic, but like it's stuff like that you're just like, that is so funny. I love it.
At least you can laugh about it.
Exactly.
And like,
imagine if you're like one of those drag queens that like if your wig fell off, you just like cry.
Kill yourself.
Like, no, it's a laugh.
It's funny. It's drag.
Funny. Come on. No, I think like doing drag, and especially doing like RuPaul's Drag Race, you're so lucky. You get to travel, you get to see the world, you get to perform in like different countries, and that for me is just incredible. Like, oh my God, I went to Australia for like 3 weeks end of last year, and getting to perform all over just there. Performing. It was on tour and it was amazing. It was just like, oh my God, as if I'm in Australia doing drag. How do they do drag in Australia? It's so bloody hot.
Yeah, that's but
they have aircon. They have aircon. We don't over here.
No. I'm literally sweating. I shouldn't have worn white.
No, I'm wearing bloody pleather.
True, you win.
Literally, worst day to wear this. The worst thing of being a drag queen.
Wearing pleather in
a heatwave
studios.
Yeah. No aircon. No, that's not even that bad. I like the pros definitely outweigh the cons. Mm-hmm. And I think every day I wake up and I enjoy what I do so much, it never feels like I'm working. I always feel so lucky to get to call this my job, you know?
Too blessed to be stressed.
Too blessed to be stressed, hon.
Well dressed, not depressed. I'm going off on a tangent here now.
Think of another one.
Yeah, think of another one. I digress.
There we go. Fair play.
Thank you. And then finally for the segment, if you have any advice for young drag queens, what would it be?
Every drag queen always just goes, don't do it. But that's done. We've done that. I think you need to work out what works for you and what you like, you know? So there's no point just like you never want to be a second-rate version of anyone else. You want to be yourself. So find out your aesthetic. Like, obviously experiment, try things out. But then like, I feel like once you know what works for you, and if you have an idea in your head, like this is who I am, this is who I'm going to be, stick to it, run with it. Because you're your own boss. Yeah. That's what I love about drag. It's like, you don't like it, change it.
That's great advice.
There we go. Oh my God, so emotional.
So emotional.
How different is your drag persona from
my real life persona? Honestly, the same. I think I'm just a big attention seeker. like regardless of if I've got a wig on or not. I'm the exact same in drag or out of drag. Some people, like, they'll be like, it'll be a whole process, and it'll be like when the wig comes on, when the eyelashes come on, that's when she arrives in the room. But it's like, for me, I'm like Tinkerbell. I need applause or I'm gonna die. I need the clap.
Sorry?
You heard. Not again.
For this next section, we've actually taken our questions from Google. So
Gorgeous.
don't hate them, but
Hate Google.
Hate Google. Hate Google. What do drag queens identify as? Some of these might be really basic, by the way.
Identify as human.
Simple.
Cross-dresser. Full stop.
Wig.
Yeah, wig. Did you say wig?
Did you say wig?
Sorry, this is between us. Did you say wig? I know.
I know.
Oh, God.
Wig, right?
Send me to space. With a little flower.
Do drag queens date in drag?
No. That is so funny. But we make fun of my friend. I shouldn't say that. No. Okay, let me think of a way to say this because she'll kill me. My friend, she knows who she is. She once went on a date in drag, and she told us after, she was like, she went to Pizza Express, and this was like when we were all starting drag, and like none of us looked good. We all thought we looked good. We had the Delulu mindset.
Delulu.
Like when you look at it now, it's like she just went to Pizza Express and ordered like a sloppy Giuseppe and like dough balls. Like drag. The people in Pizza Express would be like, "Are you okay, sir?" Who got like a lace front down to her eyebrows.
Oh, bless.
Like, a no poly dress. Oh, God, bless her.
Next one from Google. Do drag queens find other drag queens attractive?
I mean, I'm sure some do. But all I think of is like, just think about like all the makeup and like the tucking pants. And
Yeah.
oh my God, like it's actually like, it looks gorgeous. It looks glamorous. But underneath, it's so gross. When you're actually just like, oh, that's nice. Like I did the marathon in drag the other week.
I was going to ask you, did you wear trainers for that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh
I
my
was
God.
gonna
Everyone's
say.
like, did you do it in heels? I'm like, no, I don't want to die. I want to actually run. But
That's incredible though that you ran the marathon in drag.
thank you
Well
so much.
done.
But like my toenails now, I've got like 3 black toenails, and it's like, oh, that's sexy, isn't it?
I've
Can't
got-
wear open toe shoes for a while.
That's
Stick
why
to
we've
the
got Crocs. Well, I've got black toenails and I didn't do the marathon. If that makes you feel better.
It's just genetics.
I don't actually. How long does it take to drag up?
It totally depends on the individual. I'm speaking like generally, like I know queens and kings who will take like 3 hours, 4 hours. My sister Tace, back in the day, she used to take like 6 hours or something.
6
It's like,
hours?
oh my God, who has the time? I'd get so bored. I'd fall asleep. Today got ready in like an hour,
That's so good.
but like fully ready.
Fully ready.
Wig on, everything, you know. On Drag Race, when we got on Drag Race, they called us being like, you need to get ready. You need to practice getting ready in like quick, like amounts of time.
How much did they give you?
Well, even then, they were like, we're only giving you an hour and a half. And I was like, oh, I'll sit down for half an hour. Literally like, oh, it's a breeze.
I'll have a cup of tea.
Yeah, literally. It's like, anyway, who's getting the kettle on, please? RuPaul, get that kettle on.
Who was the worst at getting ready on Drag Race when you were doing it?
Oh, Veronica Green.
Really?
Veronica was like, she's in her own world, and she'll take her time. And like, I remember it was the sewing challenge, and I just remember the Queen team, who were amazing. I mean, everyone that works on Drag Race is amazing. But I remember the Queen team were like there to like hurry us along and be like, right, they're so good at making it fair for everyone. And if it like, there was one time when it was a sewing challenge, there was a power cut when we were working, and so like, but half of us were out the room doing like confessionals or something. So they were like, right, when the others come back, they're going to have like the same amount of time as you, but we're not going to turn the power on for like that amount of time. It's like, are you joking? Like, oh God. But they're like, it has to be fair for everyone. I remember I found like one socket that worked. I had a glue gun. Like, oh God.
What do
We
you
were like
mean?
circling around it like, shh. But I remember the Queen team, when it was that challenge, Veronica she was a little bit slower than the rest of us. And I remember just like all of us were ready to go and do the runway, and just hearing like, Veronica, RuPaul is waiting for you. Hurry up. And we were all just like, so funny.
Oh my God, I love that though. How do drag queens tuck?
Again, different for each queen, king thing. I personally like a tucking pant. I think there's a brand called Zoa, and they specialize in underwear for trans women, and it's brilliant. You literally just put the.
Oh, I love that.
It's like wearing a pair of pants, but then it depends what you wear.
Yeah.
Like if I'm wearing I've done it before. If I'm like in a bikini or something, and it's like, okay, well, we're gonna have to get the tape out. We're gonna have to do it old school, like, and like. Oh gosh, strap yourselves in, lads. It's
gonna be a bumpy ride.
Let me push my bollocks into myself. There we go. Happy Monday, everybody.
And to round it off with Google's most searched questions, how do drag queens pee?
Well, if you're tucked, if you're taped, you can't.
Really, you just have to hold it in.
Just hold it. I think my bladder control has got so good since doing drag. Like, if I know I can't go to the toilet, I'm like, well. Also, like when I used to drink, it would like affect the way you drink because then you can't drink. Like, you can't. Yeah. I'll have a vodka Coke or whatever. It's like you can't. You just do the shot because you don't want all the extra liquid going in.
Surely you just get drunker as well that way.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Google, for your most searched questions.
Do you know what though? It's not just Google. Like that's when people like meet a drag queen, they're like, just got to ask, where does it go?
Oh my God.
How do you go to the toilet? It's like, it's always those.
Is that the same question every time?
Yeah, 100%. How do you tuck? It's like, well, do you want me to show you? Like,
let me give you a little demonstration.
Mind your own business. Leave me alone. Put on a pair of pants.
It's a Monday morning.
Literally.
How did you also, just come to me, how did you think of your name? Because I love the name.
Thank
Kitty
you.
Scott.
Do you know what? I can always tell, like, because it's a pun name, it's like Kitty Scott-Claus.
Yeah.
I can always tell if people don't understand the pun or like, it's always like people who like, if they're not British or like don't say it in like my accent, they'll be like, Kitty Scott-Claus, and they'll like just think of it as an actual name.
Yeah.
It's like you can hear like if they don't understand the pun, because or they'll call me like Kitty Claus, and I'm like, oh, you don't get it. Or like Kitty.
Something's
Scott,
not clicking.
Yeah, it's still not there. Still not. And then when they get it, they're like, oh.
Yeah.
But basically, I was at a party, and this it happened like years ago before I was even doing drag. I was actually at a friend's party, and I was one of those people where like. I'd be like, this is going to be my drag name when I start doing drag. I had no intention of starting drag. My drag name was going to be Madonna Kebab. I thought that was really funny.
I like that. That's
but
good.
But then also I was like, I don't want to be called Madonna because like you're never going to be the most famous Madonna, are you?
No, of course.
Like name me another Kitty. Kitty Spencer, Princess Diana's niece. She's gorgeous.
Kitty from Glee?
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Sorry.
That's fair.
But not in the UK.
We don't know her surname.
No.
Just from Glee.
Just from Glee.
It's like Claire from Steps.
Claire from Steps is Clitty from Clitty.
Pardon?
Sorry. It's a Monday morning and the aircon's not on.
But I was at this party, and so I would always say, like, this is going to be my drag name. And I said something that was, like, a little bit bitchy, and I used to think it was really funny if you went, like, oh, meow, saucer of milk. Like, after you say something a bit, like, catty or bitchy. And my friend went, like, oh, yeah, this Kitty's got claws. And as soon as I heard her say it, I was like, that's going to be my drag name. And then literally, like, 6 weeks later, my friend was like, we're doing a Girls Aloud show. We need a Kimberly Walsh. Can you do it? I was like, yes, I can. My name is Kitty Scott-Claus. Thank you very much.
Oh, my God.
And then
iconic.
it was literally, like, from there.
You do actually look a little bit like Kimberly. You do.
Oh my God, let me get my fucking bob on. I love that so much. I love her.
She's so gorgeous.
Her, like when we do like our Girls Aloud show, and we just get to talk like her, and she's just so northern, she's so slow when she talks. I just love her so much.
She could almost be stoned in every interview I see.
Absolutely every interview. I love her.
I love her.
I love when the gays like there was this one clip that always comes up on Twitter, and like it's not like Kimberly at all. I think she's talking about like giving birth or something, and they're like, would you rather do like natural or like would you rather have like give birth with like drugs? And she's like, give me the drugs. And, like the gays just clip, so just give me the drugs. It's like Kimberly won't. What the hell?
Talking about going into labour.
So funny.
One thing I will say about the gays, they are creative.
Oh, they will.
They will, and they'll do it.
You give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Take a mile. How is it like being a drag performer as a sober queen?
Do you know, I think when I decided to go alcohol free, I think I really like struggled at the thought of it. I think I remember thinking like, this is going to be really tough. But I was on my weight loss journey, and I remember like my I was with my PT and like my weight had like, I'd lost a bit of weight and I'd like, it sort of like plateaued and it wasn't budging. And then he was like, just do a food diary for a week. Anyway, I went to a house party and oh my God, I was using Prosecco as a mixer, like awful, horrific. I was so drunk and I had a great time. But then I would go home and I would order like McDonald's at like 3 a.m. And so it's like, if I cut the drinking, then I'm not going to order food at like 4 a.m. And also didn't realise the calories in alcohol. And I used to drink a lot. So it was like, cut. And I remember thinking like, this is gonna be really tough. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do my job like without like a glass of Prosecco getting ready. I used to love a Prosecco. But I think like now, I think doing it for the first time, like doing a night where I wasn't drinking, I think that was tough. Just because it was so...
You're surrounded by it, aren't you?
Well, surrounded by it. And it's also like you're there to promote drinking. When you like break it down, it's like you're there to encourage people to go to the bar and get a drink and then come watch the show and like, who's going to cheers with me, you know? So like stuff like that is like tough. But then I think like you get used to it and it becomes really easy. I remember when I actually did stop drinking alcohol, I actually found it really like, oh, fine. And like now I deep it and I'm like, I actually don't think I like alcohol. Like I think I like the effects of it. I hate the taste of it.
I think like that's pretty true. Yeah, I agree with that.
I think about it now and I'm like, oh my God, like if ever I'm like, I'd love a Prosecco. It's like, no, I don't. I like the feeling that a Prosecco would give me. I hate the taste of it. If I'd be like, I'll have a sparkling water and I'll be fine, you know?
Yeah, that's so true actually. When you think about it, like what actually tastes nice.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, I love Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Give me a Diet Coke over anything. And I'm like Lisa Barlow. Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. I love Lisa Barlow.
Queen.
Okay, this next section we thought would get you to educate the girls, the masses, with some drag slang.
Oh God, imagine if I don't know it.
I think most of this you will,
Okay.
but I tried to find some that I'd never heard of before. So I was just like,
okay.
read or reading?
That's when you like, okay, you'll like read the girls. You'll be like saying it how it is. You're like, here, it's a loving way of telling someone something that's wrong with them.
Yeah, to critique or insult someone in a clever, cutting, often hilarious way.
Oh, there we go. Do you know what? That's what people ask. That if they're like, when people meet a drag queen, they'll be like, read me. You're like, I don't know you. And that's just going to be like, I feel like when you read someone, it has to come from a place of love. You have to know the person to like read them. You have to be at a certain level with them. It's like, if a stranger comes up to you and like, read me, you're like, I'm not going to just like, your shoes are shit. Like,
Also, I feel like that comes from like people whose idea of drag queens maybe it is just drag race, because there's like not all drag queens specialize in like reading or like dark humor comedy. Like some people, like there's different varieties in drag queens, and when people expect you to be able to do everything, it's like sometimes I like when I watch Drag Race, the worst bit is the reading challenge. Or
so there's nothing I love more than a bad read. Like if someone and they think they've like it's a real zinger, and you're just there like, when are the insults going to start? I remember like doing the reading challenges. I remember like both seasons I did, I was like, I want to get roasted. I want to like come out of here with like insecurities I never knew I needed. And both times I was like, oh, that's shit. I could do better myself. Like, I'm like, give me a mirror and I'll read myself to the ground, you know?
Oh, it's the secondhand embarrassment though when it doesn't go right.
Oh, I love it. I love the secondhand embarrassment.
Okay, shade.
Shade is like you throw shade. So it's like...
I don't think you can use the word in your description of the word.
I know. I did that with reading as well. So like...
Shade is when you throw shade.
You throw shade. Like, it's just throwing shade. No, it's like... again, like a bitchy comment. Like, or like a backhanded compliment, maybe.
Less subtle or not so subtle insults.
Yeah, you could be like, love your teeth, wish you'd brush them.
Isn't that just outright being a bitch?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I love if ever someone's like getting on your nerves, it's like, oh, brush your teeth.
I say that all the time.
That one is such a good one because that gets people together.
I say that to everything.
Oh.
And my friends know it's coming now. So if I'm having an argument, they're going to be like, what? Do I need to brush my teeth?
Yeah.
No, I was going to say put deodorant on. The reason I say it though is because once my secondary school teacher said it to me. But she said it in like a joking way because I wouldn't let her out of the classroom.
Oh,
sorry.
God.
It was a joke. It was a bit of laughter about it.
We laughed about it at the time.
And she was like, oh, your breath stinks. And then the whole classroom erupted with laughter. And I thought, She got me there.
You got me, gal. You got me. It is such a good one.
It's so good. Serve or serving?
Serve or serving. That's like when you do Drag Race, they'll be like, right, what are you serving? And you have to like describe your look. You have to say, I'm serving today, I'm serving bin bag. I'm serving hot lady in a non-AC room. Oh, sweat. I'm serving glamour. It's just another way of like you'd be like, oh my God, she's serving. Also, all I think of now is Marina is her name Marina from Eurovision this year with her song Serving. And they had to cut the word out.
Serving can't.
Yeah. The Maltese word for singing, apparently.
Yeah.
Which then got cut.
I love that song. That was everywhere.
So good.
Should have won. Boots.
Boots is... Wait, okay, hang on. Wait, real tea. I actually don't think I know what this means.
I
People
don't.
say it all the time. They're like, oh my God, boots. And I'm like, yeah, boots.
I don't know where it comes from, and I didn't actually write down where it came from. It's the one that I didn't search. Boots. Where does it come from? Because I love that one.
In my head, boots means like sick.
Is it come from like, because some people used to say like boots the house down?
Yeah.
But where does that come from?
Boots is like the word very.
Very.
What? Is that right?
Is it like Heathers when they go like, how very?
Yeah, so it's not the word very.
Fizz boots.
Oh. Okay, we're
I know
teaching.
people that say it though, then I'm like, I don't, like, they use it in different contexts. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not very cohesive to that context here. Okay.
This one I found online. Garage doors.
Your eyeshadow.
Yes. Block them out in one colour. I've never heard of that before.
If you do like garage doors.
Yes.
Yeah. When it's just like one colour eyeshadow on your eyelids.
So funny, because now all I can picture is like actual like big blue eyeshadows.
Yeah. That's like old school. Yeah. Like, boom. You're like, wow, we're doing drag today.
We rooted for the ag and drag.
Yeah.
A bar queen.
A bar queen is someone that works in a bar.
Usually, it says here,
Is it
diss.
like a read? On
Yeah, like a read.
A local girl.
Like
Lady Gaga with like so many locals.
The locals.
She's like straight down the camera.
A diss usually implies that you're only good enough to perform in bars.
Oh, fair. Okay.
You're a bar queen.
Yeah.
Cheesecake.
Not a clue. Cheesecake?
Cheesecake or Miss Cheesecake.
Like cheesy, like...
I think this might be more of an American one. It comes from Paris is Burning, like most of them do.
Cheesecake?
Cheesecake. Apparently, is another term referenced in Paris is Burning. Some children will ask me what I meant by this, Miss Cheesecake. It means you must not only have a body, but you must be sexy.
Fair. So fair.
I get rid of that.
Cheesecake?
Miss Cheesecake.
That's so... What?
It makes no sense.
I literally do not understand that at all. I told you I'd be rubbish at this.
No, that was the last one. And you got the others.
Okay, fair.
You got the others. So big round of applause for Miss Kitty, please.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake. Miss
Cheesecake doesn't
Cheesecake.
make you sexy though. You have like Cheesecake Factory in America. They put the calories on the menu. Oh my God, no one's gonna be sexy eating there.
Miss Cheesecake, maybe because
so much bread.
You feel sexy when you're eating it. Miss Cheesecake. Right, for the final segment, we've got some questions and advice for you to give to our audience. Gorgeous. I'm going to read out some dilemmas and we're going to get your feedback.
Fabulous.
What do you think about straight guys doing drag? I'm straight, but my ex got me into RuPaul's Drag Race and I am a qualified hairdresser and also had my makeup done a few times. RuPaul inspires me to try it myself. I'm not unattractive and I'm pretty slim. Big yourself up, girl.
I mean, you've got to back yourself.
Yeah. So I think I would look good. But would LGBT people want straight guys getting involved?
This
I don't
is
know.
literally turning into Joan and Jericha. I love it. I wish they sent a picture in. So
Let's see what you look like in drag
I'm
first.
not an unattractive guy. It's like, well, let's be the judge of that. But I'll take your word for it. No, I think the thing is, drag is for everyone. It's to be enjoyed by everyone. It shouldn't be done by everyone, clearly. But I think, like, it is for everyone. Like, have a go. There's no... What I love about drag is there is no rule book. There is no, like, you must be this, and this. It's not like when you go to a job and they say, like, well, you're not qualified for this. Like, there are no qualifications for drag.
Yeah.
Drag queens sing songs. They're not singers, but that's never stopped them.
Yeah, that's my favourite thing about drag as well, is that like you can go into a bar and have someone doing a Lady Gaga medley.
And they shouldn't be, but they're still doing it.
They shouldn't be, but they love it, and that's good for them. And then you can go to like go up a few stairs and you've got someone who's pulling like a rabbit out of a puppet's arse and throwing milk on the stage, and you're just like...
Oh, I didn't know you came to that show.
I did. It's so good. It's my favourite show of the year.
But I think like that's the thing, like it is for everyone. Like there's no rule book. You can do what you like. If you've got hairdressing experience, fabulous. Call me because I've got some gigs.
Something tells me that might be a lavender marriage.
Yeah, I feel like I can read between the lines here.
A hairdresser who likes RuPaul's Drag Race, who's pretty and slim.
And I'm not an unattractive male.
I'm not unattractive.
It's okay, I can say I've got a gay friend.
Yeah, we can say it. It's Pride Month. This next one. I'm a relatively new performer and I'm still struggling to handle the heckling on stage. How do you build resilience when you have a rough night on stage?
So they can't handle the hecklers?
They can't handle the hecklers.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Just make fun of yourself.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
If something goes wrong on stage and the audience are calling, oh my God, you need to be the first person to address it. Because if you don't, then the audience will. It's like if your heel breaks, it's like, guys, did you see? I'd be like, who's got that on video? Because I can get 250 quid from you being framed from that. Lisa Riley, there's a tape coming your way, babe. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm holding a mic when there's one here. I could just.
No, you're not allowed to touch that one.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
There's nothing there.
I love that video. I've seen so much this Pride Month is the one of the drag queen singing, I think it's Murder on the Dance Floor.
Tiana Biscuit.
Yes. And she belts out the most horrible noise.
DJ ain't gonna burn this goddamn house right.
That was awful.
Awful. She is such an icon.
So
But
good.
that's it, she owns it.
Yeah.
In the words of Lisa Rinna, own it.
Own it. Own it.
Own it.
Own it. Okay, last one. What everyday objects have you repurposed into iconic looks? I need cheap but fabulous inspo. I'm on a tight budget.
I'm on a tight budget. Well, as I say, drag, you can do whatever you like. I'm not a crafty queen. I'll be like, oh, can't be asked. Like, when it's the sewing challenge on Drag Race, I'm like, God, good luck, girls. I remember on season 3 of UK, we walked in and it was like unconventional materials. I was like, well, I'm going home. This is not going to go well. And it was like camping supplies and tents.
Those are my favourite challenges.
Hell on earth. Wait till you're in the room with all that and you're just like, this is overwhelming.
That's what me and my mum watch it for.
No.
Because my first Halloween costume, my mum made me a witch's costume out of bin bags.
That's drag.
That is drag, honey.
That is drag. That is
Garvey Price was born.
But, Garvey Lynn Price.
Garvey Lynn Price.
But like, I remember I made a dress out of a sleeping bag. And it's like, things like that. It was like, if you've got material, you can
make
sort
it
of
work.
like make it work. You can do whatever. But also like not even like I've made like props and stuff, and like I remember all my little props that I made for Drag Race, like, and I would stone everything. I think like stick a rhinestone on it.
That classes as being crafty.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm very crafty. I know how to stick a rhinestone on something.
Well, some people don't,
Exactly.
and some people shouldn't.
And some people should.
And some people should.
Garvey.
Thank you. I spend most of my evenings rhinestoning.
Did you?
Yeah, most evenings for Beyonce.
Wait, no, I remember seeing your outfit last week.
And then Jurassic Park, a really nice butch manly film. I was like, I'll rhinestone a Jurassic Park t-shirt.
Yes, of course.
Because dinosaurs are gay.
Yes.
Walking around on two hind
Didn't
legs.
they find out the other year that dinosaurs had feathers?
Yeah, big chickens.
Big chickens. Big chickens.
Big feathery chickens. Camp
with tiny little hands.
Tiny little limp wrists.
Yeah, that's where we get it from.
Two hind legs running around in big feather boas. So we're going to play a little segment we like to call Facts, Stats and Fiction, where our producer Bobby is going to read off some stats and we're going to have to work out whether they're facts, stats or fiction.
Oh, okay, fun. I'm going to
There are only 3, so it'll be super quick. What did the third article law mean in the 40s, 50s and 60s?
In this country? That sounds American.
Writing something.
No, so it's to do with drag.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Article law. That men shouldn't dress in women's clothing, maybe. But wait, did you see that thing? It came up on my, sorry to sound like a boomer. It came up on my Facebook the other week.
You use Facebook?
I like to stalk people. Anyway, they came up and it was like these army men back in the day that were doing a show, like, and there was like an air raid siren and they had to go and like man the guns or something, and they're all in drag doing it.
Wow.
Camp. So it was a thing in the 40s. But maybe, okay.
Is it something to do with an article? Oh, no, it's an item of clothing.
But if
yeah,
it's,
you're right.
Article of clothing.
so it's facts.
So it wasn't actually a law per se, but it was kind of, police were allowed to detain people for not wearing at least 3 articles of clothing associated with their assigned gender at birth. In the 40s, 50s and 60s.
Crazy.
I'd be like, I'm wearing trousers.
Yeah.
I'm wearing shoes.
Socks.
I'm wearing pants. So there we go.
That is wild.
As if.
I know. Yeah, it wasn't an actual law, but I think it's basically like they were allowed to do that if they wanted to.
Oh my God.
Who is widely considered the first recorded drag queen in UK history?
Kitty Scott-Claus.
Kitty Scott-Claus. There's no one else.
No one else.
No one else. I invented it.
Invented British drag.
Would it be? Oh.
It'd be like really ages ago, no? Sorry, English.
Is it Shakespeare?
No.
Is that too far back?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a good guess, though. I would have said that. Makes sense.
Because that's where it comes from, dressed as a girl, isn't it? And they used to do it in like Shakespearean plays.
Yeah, but that's because like girls weren't allowed to perform.
True. John Travolta.
I like it. I like it as a guess. No, although their real name was John. John Cooper.
That's psychic.
Psychic.
Princess Seraphina in the 18th century.
That was my second choice. Princess Seraphina, of course.
I didn't want to say that because
Yeah, I didn't want to look too clever.
Didn't want Kitty to look stupid.
Yeah. Oh my God. 18th century.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait. Is that like
Victorian?
17? Is that like, no, that's like 1700s.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it 1700?
1700s, yeah.
Wow.
So I think there was like a big trial as well, obviously. The first recorded drag queen. She caused some ruffles.
Fierce.
My
Yeah,
God.
iconic. Which historic 1969 event, led in part by drag queens like Marsha P. Johnson?
Stonewall riots.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
As soon as you say 1969, it's like, there we go.
Yeah.
It's either Judy Garland dying or Stonewall.
Yeah.
It's one or the
Or
other.
the same thing as some people think.
Exactly.
I'll finish the question just for the podcast. Led in part by drag queens like Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, marked the beginning of the modern LGBTQ plus rights movement.
Stonewall riots.
Slay.
Oh, smash it. I got 1 out of 3.
Nobody died.
Nobody died at Stonewall.
Nobody died.
Nobody. Oh my God, that clip. Derek's like, nobody died.
Nobody.
It's the same energy as Britney Spears finding out that
Ryan Seacrest
isn't
straight.
gay.
Yeah.
And she's there like,
For those of you who don't know, this is like famous conversation between some of the drag race queens from the US, and they're talking about Stonewall, and Derek Berry, who is a famous Britney Spears impersonator, is like speaking from her chest with this truth that she's like, people died. And everyone was like, no one died. She's so like,
so just like matter of fact, like no one died.
No one died.
She's like, no one died.
no one. So good. And that is all we've got time for today.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much for joining us,
Thank you so
Kitty.
much for having me. I've had so much fun.
Oh, good. Yay. Give it up for Kitty, everyone. What are you here to plug?
I have got my new show, which is called The Diana Mixtape, which is coming to London and Salford this summer. It's the story of Princess Diana. Don't know if you've heard of her. But Diana is played by 5 drag queens.
Amazing.
Kayala Settle from The Greatest Showman, the bearded lady, this is me, is playing the Queen.
Wow.
Noel from Hearsay is playing King Charles, or Prince Charles. Lucinda Lawrence is Camilla. Like, it's...
Wow. That's going to be cool.
be
I
iconic.
saw the trailer for it and I really, really want to go and see it.
And
I should
also
get
the
tickets.
soundtrack like slaps. It's so good.
Really?
It's Britney Spears, Chapel Roan, Jade, Little Mix. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun.
Oh my God, really exciting. I saw the trailer and it looks amazing. Thank you for watching. Make sure you tune in next week for another ep. Goodbye.